Thanks to you all. Shalom Alchim. Um, this is a beautiful day, a wonderful day, an exciting day. What a grace, a grace, a grace-filled time to be alive. I want you to do me a favor and do somebody else a favor and invite at least 5 people. Five was just the number that came up, maybe because we got favor today. We have favor and we have an expectation. I have an expectation. Yeah, favor. Well, okay. Um, I have an expectation for change. It's not that the Lord is going to change his mind. He's going to fulfill everything that he said, but you want to be included in what he said, the good stuff. When he said to Moses, I'm going to kill these people. I'm going to kill them dead, all of them, because of their murmuring, their complaining, their refusal to let go of the past. See, the past will weigh you into a place of a grave. You'll be buried in the middle of your promise, and all you have is a promise. I don't need another promise. I don't need them. The Lord doesn't have to promise me anything else. Sufficient is the day of manifestation. I don't need a promise. You promised to feed me, I'm still hungry. You promised to give me something to drink, I'm still thirsty. You promised to pick me up, I'm still waiting. You promised to carry me, I'm still on the ground. You promised to deliver me, I'm still struggling. I don't need another promise. I need everything fulfilled. Everything that you already said is more than enough. You promised to give me, actually, you said I have. You've already given me everything that pertains to my life, breathing, living, my shelter, food, clothing, everything that pertains to life and godliness. So it's not just living. Living, he loved me. Um, I already have that. However, however, can you hear me okay? Do you understand what I'm saying? See,
Yes.
people gonna have to listen to the replay because I said invite these folks if they didn't show up right away. Well, um, you know, the Lord told Noah that he was going to destroy the earth. Because the people only they think about, they never stop thinking about doing evil. And he said, I'm gonna kill these folks. I'm gonna wipe them out. So this is what I want you to do, Noah. I want you to build this ark. I'm going to show you what to do. See, it's something when the Lord gives you an assignment, he will show you how to do it if you listen long enough. And he didn't wait for Noah to get cleaned up. Noah was a drunk. One of his sons was a pervert, but he he didn't wait for the family to change before he used that family to preserve humanity and life. Gave him his assignment. It says, because after you finish, I'm going to send the rains and I'm going to destroy the world. It took 120 years. Um, the determined time, God knew how long it would take him, but he couldn't do what he said until Noah completed his assignment. See, we're still waiting on God to move, and God is waiting on us to just do what he said. Sometimes when he's waiting on us to move, he's waiting on us to move from the situation that we have created. I've already fulfilled everything. Everything is already done. I have to mature. The Lord is saying, I've already completed everything. My word is established in heaven. I did that. My word is established in heaven. My word. Okay, my word. Think of it this way. Um, this is all familiar because I talk about it all the time. Um, in 1 John chapter 5, verse 7, everybody can quote that. Quoted it so much over the years. There are three that bear record in heaven: the Father, the Word, the Spirit. The Gospel of John chapter 1, he says that in the beginning was the Word. He says the Word was with God, the Word was God. The Word was God, the Word was with God. Same as in the beginning. With him, it says that all things were made by the Word. Without the Word was not anything made that was made. We do know that the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us. We know that's when Jesus was born. That's when the Word became man. God had to become man. He had to feel everything like a natural man. He had to live like a natural man. Everything that Adam was, the Word had to become. And that's what we have in Jesus. And Jesus lived his life. He lived the life that Adam failed to live. And with him living the life, he didn't do the assignment of Adam. He did the assignment, he fulfilled the assignment of the sacrifice. He fulfilled the requirements, those things that were necessary because of sin. That's what he did. And in doing that, he reestablished the authority we have that was set, determined in Adam. So we now have the power, the authority, Adamic authority, Adamic dominion. We have all of that now at our fingertips, the tips of our tongues, because of the finished work of Jesus. Now, after Jesus finished the work, he did not become the Spirit. Now, to move backwards to say, okay, now I'm no longer flesh, now I'm spirit only, as was the case when he was God. Wait a minute, what do you mean he was God? He is God. Yeah, now he is. But he wasn't God when he walked the earth. Ooh, I know that messes with theology. He couldn't have been. If he was, then there was no miracle. There was no miracle. He was as much of God when he walked the earth as Adam was. Adam was as much of God when he walked the earth as you and I are today, right now. Why? Because the real you was made in the image of God. And then we were given a body. God, the Spirit, the Word, became flesh, took on the form of a man, walked in the Spirit. We can do the very same thing. He didn't walk on the water as God. He walked on water as a man of God. You might say, only God can do that. Well, that's what Peter thought, that only a spirit could do that. So if you're really who you say that you are, command me to do the same thing you're doing right now. Peter gets out the boat and walks on water. Twice. He walked, thought about what he's doing, he sunk. He forgot that he could swim. He getting ready to drown. Forgot he could swim. He cried out, Lord, save me. Scripture says that Jesus stretched forth his hand, made contact with him. Peter rises up. Jesus didn't carry him to the boat. It says, and the two of them walked to the boat. When your vision gets skewed, when your vision gets skewed by distractions, that's something that you can be walking on Jesus, walking towards Jesus, doing the impossible. And whenever you're on your assignment, contrary winds will begin to blow, the storms will just spring up, things start working against you, coming against you, sometimes from every side. And when things start coming, just like Peter was distracted, his vision got distracted, and he took his focus off of Jesus and started considering a situation. That's why Psalm 138 verse 8 says, I am perfecting the things concerning you. Let me handle everything else, and you stay focused on what I just told you to do. Come. I've said it, I've written about it, and I just completed an article for the Behind the Walls, a magazine that's about to come out. One of the things that I say in it is that the distractions come as challenges come, and they intensify for those who are anointed. They intensify for those of us who are anointed, and it means that you're close. You're doing what God said, and you're close to the place where He is. Because remember, He's going to bring the place to you. He's going to bring the place to you. He's going to bring you while you're moving toward Him. He's coming toward you. He's about to overwhelm somebody. I give it thee. So the closer you get to Him, the greater the opposition, the greater the trouble. So when the trouble seems great, just know, oh, it's about to happen now. Everything's about to manifest for me. So when the contrary winds, when the winds begin to blow and the trouble comes, it can't stop you. It can only distract you. And see, the distractions are the illusions masquerading as reality. It's not real. You just got to press through it. You have to be determined to stay focused. One Sunday I was ministering on focus, just staying focused. And I told everybody, I said, there are some prearranged distractions. I'd already spoke to my son who was in the sound room. And I said, when I say something like prearranged distractions or wave my hand, I forgot what the signal was. I said, I just want you to count to 3, and then I want you to scream. Screaming in the microphone. And I told the folks, I said, listen, I said, you're getting ready to hear a sound, but I don't want you to turn your head. Just stay focused on me. And I said, and after you hear the sound, I'm going to throw this towel that I have in my hand. I'm going to throw it in my left hand. I'm going to throw it to my left, but I don't want you to look at the towel. I want you to continue to focus on me. Anybody remember that? Those of you at Jubilee, do you remember when I said that, when I did that? And as soon as I finished, Jared screamed. He just screamed in the microphone that he had in the sound room. And even though he said it, and even though I told everybody what was about to happen, the majority of the folks still looked around. They're still startled. And then I threw the towel, and they looked at the towel. Why is that? What? Why is that? And okay, you remember. All right, Jackie remembers. Annie remembers. Um, and but we do that. So all Peter had to do is get out the boat. You the one, dude. You're the one who opened your mouth and said, if it's really you, command me to come. Because if you command anything, it's going to happen. If you say it, when you say it, it will manifest. You've got receipts. Did I say that right, young folk? You got receipts. Everything that you say, it manifests. Jesus, you got receipts. And so whatever it is, if you're really who you, this is what Peter is saying to him in this. If you really who you say that you are, then command me to come, and I'm going to be able to do the thing that you're doing. Jesus tells him what to do. Come on, get out the boat. Come, you bad. Come, man, come. I know who I am, and you know who I am. But you're going to challenge me? Come. Notice that he didn't make it easy for him. He didn't stop the winds from blowing. He didn't stop the water from splashing around. He didn't bring a calm. He just told him to come to me in this storm. I ought to write a song one day says, the closer I get to you. Yeah, the but these distractions, they can't stop you. The water couldn't stop him from walking on it. Everything that was meant to swallow you up because Jesus spoke has got to support your journey. But our expectation, our thoughts say, this is going to work against me. And because our thoughts say this is going to work against me, our body begins to respond to our thoughts. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. It's not real. We're fighting the air. It's not real. It's an illusion masquerading as reality. It's not real. If it was real, it could really stop you. It can't stop you, so it's not real. All we have to do is stay focused, and you're going to reach the place of your assignment. Remember, the closer you get to God, the closer you get to the thing that God has spoken, the greater the distractions, the oppositions, the contrary winds. They can't stop you. The only person powerful enough to stop you is you. Satan himself, Lucifer, he can't stop you. He doesn't have the power. God can't stop you because he said he wouldn't. Psalm 115, this is the 115th day of the year, and on our journey of obedience, submission and obedience. And in Psalm 115, it talks about the sovereignty of God, and it emphasizes the fact that he's sovereign over all things, and it encourages us to just put our trust, our confidence in him rather than the idols or anything else that was human made. It reflects on the reverence that we're to have for God, and declaring his blessings upon the people. You can go ahead and read it. We're going to end up talking a little bit about this anyway, but I want you to be confident. Be confident in the things that the Lord has done and what he said. And as I was saying earlier about Noah and God with the assignment, God couldn't complete his part until Noah did his part. The promise cannot become the manifestation until you've completed the assignment. I was offered a lot of money to go and pastor another church, to walk away from Jubilee. I shared that with a few people, and most of the people I shared it with said, man, why didn't you take it? I saw deacons. I started running into deacons. I'm at a store, and I'd see one of the deacons. I saw members of this pulpit search committee of that church, and then at another store, I saw the I saw the chairman of the board, and then just playing golf in a tournament, there were several members of that board who happened, their table happened to be close to ours, for Jubilee, and and they said, one of them said, "Oh, so this is Dr. McGee. This is the young man we've been talking about." And so I spoke with him, and I was invited to go away for a men's prayer retreat in the mountains, and it was that church was its sponsor, and I found myself being interviewed. I spoke that night, Friday night, and way into early into Saturday morning. I'm with at least 10 of the men, deacons and trustees, and at least two of the members of their pulpit search committee, and they're asking questions, different scenarios, and I'm giving them answers. Just tell them, okay, well, this is where your ministry is headquartered in this particular city because of your denomination, and this is what you need to do, and this is how you need to handle that, and all that stuff. And about a year later, I'm asked, well, sir, if you would just pray about it. Folks, I never told you this. These folks offered me up to $20,000 a month to leave Jubilee and come be their pastor. There was a car allowance for me that did not include, we're talking just a salary, 20,000 a month, and there was, in addition, there was a car allowance for me and a car allowance for my wife, and there was a housing allowance. They was gonna pay my mortgage. My friend said, "Man, you need to take it," and some of the members of that committee said, "You need to pray about this," and I said, "I don't need to pray about it. I don't need to pray about anything." I said, listen, I am not gonna walk away from an assignment. Jubilee is a baby. This is what he gave. This is what the Lord gave me and my wife. And we're in the community he told us to be in. And I'm doing the work that he told me to do. Why would I ask him for permission to stop doing what he told me to do so I can go to a place where the people will control me like a puppet? I said, "Sir, if you're not in God's will, you're in his way. And if you're in his way, you're going to get ran over. And it's going to hurt. I don't need to pray about anything. I'm a military man. How many?" And I said, "And you're a military man. So when you were an airman," well, he was a commander now, I said, "So when you were an airman, did you ever say to your commander, 'Let me pray about what you just told me to do'? What would you have said if someone you commanded, while executing the assignment you'd given them, maybe midway, or they'd been doing it for about a month, and then they come to you and say, 'Sir, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. I have another opportunity to go and do something else that you did not tell me to do, and I just need your permission to go and do that.'" And he just laughed. He said, "That's the craziest thing I ever heard." And I said, "But that's what you're asking me to do. You're asking me to go and pray and ask the Father who gave me an assignment." And I said, "I put it to you this way. I would rather be in a place where the people could not afford to pay me one penny for what I do, and be in the will of God, rather than to go to a place where you can prosper me and give me all." These folks had over $2 million in their benevolent fund. I'm just saying, they had the money to do everything that they said they would do for me. Who has $2 million in their benevolent fund? And they pursued me for about 5 years. I mean, pursued. Not interested. Not tempted. Why? I don't need to talk to God about that. I need to finish what he told me to do because there's greater things connected to your obedience. That was just a distraction that didn't distract me for anything. I'm not interested. I love y'all. Pray for you. And when I saw the chairman of the committee, and I told her what one of the members had offered, and she said, "Yes, baby, I know. And we really wish you would take this." She said, "We've heard you speak. We all know who you are, and it's not just that we know who you are. We know who your father is, and his father. You have a great pedigree. We know that you have the ability to build and become a bridge that this ministry needs. We know that you can do." So they're based on my grandfather and my father. They're looking at this generational connection, this generational anointing. Nobody's moved by numbers. I cannot imagine not being in the place that I've been, because it's in the place of seemingly nowhere, where the Lord has been putting my name in the mouths of people in other countries. Ministry contacted me and said, "Someone in the Himalayas gave us your name." I've never been to the Himalayas. I never even talked to anybody in the Himalayas, but they were doing ministry and somebody there gave them my name and they reached out to me. Pastor calls me from West Africa before I'd even gone there, and he said that, and he's asking me things, and I was mixed up about where he was calling from, as he said he was calling from Liberia, and I said, "Oh yeah," no, from Monrovia. And I said, "Oh yeah, my wife and I were just there this couple of days ago in Monrovia County, just outside of Los Angeles. Our daughter lives in Los Angeles and all that." And he says, "Man of God, what are you talking about?" "I'm in Monrovia." And I said, "Oh, you know what? We had some members of my dad's church who are from Monroe, and Deacon, and his name was Deacon Thomas, and he say like Monrovia, there in Louisiana." And he said, "Men of God, what are you talking about? I'm on Monrovia in West Africa, in Liberia, West Africa." And I said, "Sir, and this is the sound that I was making. I'm like, sir, I'm still willing to come. I'm still willing to provide some instruction, leadership, do a leadership conference. I'm still willing to do all of these things for you. I'm willing to connect to you. You wanted to connect to me. I'm willing to do all of that, but you got to answer two questions. Number one, how do you know me? We don't advertise, didn't have a website, didn't even have brochures. And number two, how'd you get my home phone number?" And he told me, he said somebody used to be a member of his church, now lived in the community. We were doing an outreach at Jubilee. She came to the place where we were worshiping. She loved what she heard, so she Googled your name and emailed everything to me. So I went to Liberia. And then it happened in East Africa, and then in South Africa, in Central America. I'm telling you that if you're in position, if you continue to do the thing that the Lord told you to do, and don't allow yourself to be distracted by the cares of life. So he's telling us this year, Jubilee, I'm telling you, if you stay focused, thought about Chan, one of our former members. He said, "Stay focused, get your money, man. Stay focused. If you stay focused, the Lord's about to blow you away. You're going to be overwhelmed. You stay focused and keep pressing. Stop going to these masquerade parties. Stop allowing yourself to be distracted. The greater the distraction, the closer to the manifestation you are." I'll say it again. Just as God did not determine when the rains would come, Noah did that. Jesus said, we're going to return to the days of Noah. What does that mean? It means more when you unpack that. It meant more when I just heard myself say it. We're going to return to the days of Noah. You want to know when I'm coming back? Man, I just got here and just started, but I'll tell you this, I'm coming back when we return to the days of Noah. Well, and this gospel has got to be preached throughout the whole world. The gospel of what? The gospel of the kingdom. We preach more about the apostles and doctrine than we do, and we talk more about Jesus than the message he told us to preach, the kingdom. He said, when this gospel has been preached to every creature in every nation, that's every culture, then I'm going to come. I don't know exactly when, but the Father does. Noah didn't know exactly when he was going to complete his assignment, but the Father did. The Father could not fulfill his word to Noah until Noah completed the assignment of God on his life. You're waiting for what's next. You cannot gain access to everything that he promised, everything that he spoke, until you grow up. All right. It's time to continue this conversation. I didn't say welcome to Conversations with Dr. Jerome, but that's where we are. We're in our 115th day, 115 day of obedience, walking in this connection. And folks, let me tell you, I really appreciate this team. I appreciate each one of you. I want you to do something. You're on YouTube. I need to get some numbers. I need to see some numbers. I need to see it increase. So 8 becomes 800 and 800 becomes 800,000. I want to put such a demand on the internet that it crashes the systems. Yeah, the people are going to have to take notice. Not of me, just the power of God. The power of God. What's going to happen to you when you invite 10 people every week, 10 new people every week? Send this out. Share this on YouTube. Those of you who are on Clubhouse, I need you to go over to YouTube. Everybody should subscribe. Every member of Jubilee should subscribe. Be a part of that number that you see. Subscribe and share. Subscribe and share. I guarantee you this. I'm declaring, for those of you who are doing the things that I've asked you to do, I am declaring the decree of 2 Chronicles 20:20. You believe God and he establishes you. You do what the prophet says, and so shall you prosper. All right, that's my time. I speak blessings and peace, favor and glory, wisdom, increase over each one of you. Push that thumbs up. Yes, ma'am. Push that thumbs up. Like and share and subscribe. I appreciate you, dear GL. GL is one of the names of endearment I have for my wife. She's my good thing. She's my good-looking good thing. That's my lover and my friend, my blue light special. All right, folks, I'm going to see you again tomorrow morning, same time. If you want to join us over on Clubhouse and you're a member of Clubhouse, come on over and let me hear what it is that you have to say. I really want to hear from you, but I'm going to see you tomorrow. Remember to like, to share, at least, did I say 5 or did I say 10 people? 10 people every day. Just go through your contact list and then find strangers, invite them too, both on YouTube and on Clubhouse. Blessings to you and peace. See you tonight, Jubilee. See you tonight at 7. Bible study. It's Carolyn Phelan.